because there's somebody or something living in your house that shouldn't be there. Can I get a witness here? What are you saying, preacher? Sometimes when you sign the application says no dogs, but because you're so big and bad, you bring a dog in the house. Somebody know where I'm going here. And then you get evicted out of your house. What are you saying, Pastor Sykes? I'm saying, get that dog out of your house. Can I get a witness here? Get that dog out of your life, because that thing is going to cause you to get evicted. You got to let it go. I know you're saying, but you got to let that dog go. When you move everything that belongs to you and don't look back. My God, and have mercy upon those of us who's trying to pack some things that don't belong to us. Sometimes when you're traveling from destination, you find that your luggage is too heavy. I just need to drop a bombshell on somebody. Sometimes you got to unpack those things that don't belong to you. Listen here, all shucks here, somebody. If that man don't belong to you, you ought to let him go. Can you get a witness here? If that woman don't belong to you, you ought to let her go. Can I get a witness here? You got to learn how to let it go.
Help us, help us.
God called Abram to live a life of separation because the people around him worship false gods. Understand the key word is worship. Sometimes you have to understand when people are worshiping, they're not worshiping the same thing that you're worshiping. Can I get a witness here? Even those who come down to the sanctuary, lift their hands to God and lift their voices to God, are not always worshiping what you're worshiping. Sometimes people want to be worshiped. Sometimes people want to be looked upon. Somebody has the spirit of look at me. But yet when you come into the house of worship and you got as many problems as I have, you don't have time to have false worship, because you got to get in the presence of the Lord and say, God, here I am. I need you to fix it. Listen, God called Abram and him. This is Bible study 101. When God says, Abram, he says, you get out and you go. Y'all hear me here? He says, Abram, you get out and you go. But sometimes on this journey, we tend to take people on the journey that should be going with us. Can I get a witness here? And then we find ourselves in the mud, in the muddy clay. But you have to come to a point and say, listen, baby, I love you, but let me tell you this one thing here. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the out of here. Can I get a witness here? I know you love him. I know you care for him. But baby, he got to go. He says, Abram, you go. I need to tell somebody in your ministry that sometimes when I tell you to go, it's going to be lonely. Hello, somebody.
I'm a witness.
Everybody who say they're going to support you are not going to support you.
Yeah.
For real ministry, that sometimes, baby, Pastor Sykes, get a little lonely because I'm trying to pray for everybody else and nobody's praying for me. Sometimes you're not going to understand the vision that God gave to me. Can I get a witness here? So I need to tell somebody who has real ministry that don't and nobody else to bother me. Can I get a witness here? You gotta let that thing go. Watch this. In the Bible, we go to Bible study. Don't expect folk to agree or understand the move that God is making in your life. I need to take you back almost 2 years ago. The people said, listen, Pastor Sykes, you're crazy for starting a church. Listen, you don't have nobody supporting you. You don't have no money. You don't have anything to start a church. But just like Abram, you have to step out on faith. He supplies all the money. Can I get a witness here? He supplies the people around you. But you have to learn to step out on that land. Come on, get a witness here. Sometimes you're not going to be able to see your way, but you got to begin to press your way. Sometimes even in the midst of the storm, you got to speak encouragement to yourself and say, God, if you've done it for them, then surely you can do it for me. Don't expect folk. Don't expect folk. Not today, Kenny. I'm trying to teach. Don't expect folk to understand the move you're making in your life. When God called him, he called him away from a place that was familiar and comfortable to him. Sometimes when God moves, he takes you to a destination that seems foreign to you. But I guarantee somebody here today, that foreign place is the place that you grow. Can I get a witness here? Sometimes when you're with your family and your friends and your co-worker, you begin to sit down and rest on God. But sometimes you have to learn to activate your faith. Sometimes you have to be in the place where you don't have nobody else to lean on but God. Sometimes you have to be in the place where you say, God, I don't have nobody to lean on, but I trust in you right now that you would take me all the way. But every now and then God says, baby, I know you're about to fall, but I'm the one who's going to pick you up. I'm the one who's going to turn you around. I'm the one who's going to place your feet on the solid ground. But you got to learn to walk out on faith. Can I get a witness here? Watch this in verse 1. God says, go to the land that I will show you. It's in the text, watch it. God did not tell Abram where he was going. He just says, go. I know sometimes, Sister Pugh, that we want a pie to fall out of the sky. I know sometimes we want the stars to shine bright in order for the same God is taking us to a new place. But sometimes God won't say nothing even in the midst of your situation. Can I get a witness here? Sometimes it seems like God is not answering your prayers. If you be real, come on here. Sometimes it feels like, God, am I talking to you? Can you not hear my prayers? But God said, baby, I hear you, but I still need you to go. He says, I'll direct your path, but you just gotta go. Why does he say that? Because when you go, you're saying that I trust that you will lead the way. The Bible says the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Can I get a witness here? Sometimes you're not going to be able to see your way. Sometimes you're not going to understand your way. But understand that God will make a way. Can I get a witness here? You got to learn to trust in him. God did not tell him where he was going, but he just says, no. You have to learn how to trust the Lord. It took faith for Abram to move from that place and the people to another place where God showed him he wanted to go. How many of you know it's very, very hard to move away from people that loves you? Sometimes it's